See how that becomes so much more simple, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. So in this session, we're going to break things down. We're going to identify what we want to be true by the end of each month. Welcome to the Tiffany Mika podcast. What we do here is build the strength and courage in you to accomplish your big dreams and goals in your sport. No longer will you feel limited. You won't feel you're not good enough. You won't question whether you will make it. Those doubts will disappear because you will have the competitive edge over your opponents and leave them in your wake. And the bonus is others will notice. Listen up and take notes because I will show you exactly how to do it. Hey there, this is Tiff from Tiffany Mika Podcast and welcome to this episode. We are getting close to the finish. We are at round 5. Now, there's actually only one to go. So if we're thinking about this in the terms of playing a tournament, we're actually in the semi-final. Okay, so we've got one more round. We've got to get through this one and complete this one and win at this one so that we can then get into the final. So what we're going to be working on today is I'm going to show you actually how to break those quarterly goals down into month by month and how you're actually going to accomplish that. So don't go anywhere. Make sure you are ready to listen to this episode. This is round 5. From GPS Week. It is the audio version. If you do want to see the video, to see what I'm actually showing you, and you also want access to the worksheets that you can download and work through, make sure you go to tiffanyMika.com/GPS Week. Okay, so enjoy, don't go anywhere, and let's get this month by month goals sorted out for this next quarter for you. Dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams. Round 5, here we are. I've got everything set up on the board so you get a sneak peek before I officially start the actual recording of the video. Well, I'm recording it, but you know what I mean. So you can see there's quite a bit that we're going to be working on. I'm going to go through it pretty quickly because I want you to spend the time on it. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this one because I love this part. Hey there, Tiff here, and welcome to round 5 of GPS Week. Now, if you're hearing a bit of noise in the background, we are surrounded by houses. So there's people swimming next door, there's parties going on and so on. We're just going to go with it. Okay. So this week what we're going to be working on, or today rather, not this week, round 5, we're going to be working on quarter outcomes or results. So however you ever want to think about it, whether it's the outcomes for the end of the quarter, the results for the end of the quarter, that's what I want you to be thinking about. And you can see that I've set it up very separate. So we've got life and we've got professional or sport. But when you're thinking about your life, I want you to be thinking not about like what you want to accomplish with regards to the sport that you're pursuing or the business that you're pursuing. I want you to be thinking about what you want in your life, okay? Because it could be around relationships, it could be weight, it could be your fitness, it could be trips that you want to do, whatever it may be. I want you to be thinking about life here, and then the professional side. So even if you're a weekend warrior in your sport, or you play just now and then, or you're pursuing a professional sports career, this side's for you. Or if you're not even thinking about sport and you're thinking about something else with business or career, that section's for you, okay? This section's for life. This section is the other part of our life, okay? All right, so let's look at the life one first. So how I want you to be thinking about this, because in round 4, what we focused on was getting really clear on our ultimate outcome, our ultimate result, what we want to accomplish, why we were going to do that, the deadline in which we want to have that done. So like I said, it might take more than a year to do that. It might take you 5 years to do it. So we had the deadline set of where we wanted to go. We put systems in place. But now what we're doing here now is we're just going to focus on this quarter, because we can keep projecting to the future and keep planning for the future, but we need to actually put some action steps in place now, so that we're actually working on accomplishing what we want to work on now to get to where we want to go in the future, right? So how I want you to be thinking about this is, for your life, we'll do the life ones first. For your life, I want you to write out in this section, and if you go below the video, you'll see there's a button there, and you just click on that button and it's got your worksheet. But I want you to write out what you want to be true by the end of the quarter. So I don't want you to be thinking about what's my goal. I want you to be thinking, what's my result? What is it ideally that I want to have by the end of this quarter? So the quarter could be January, February, March, right? So we've stripped it into months. Could be April, May, June, wherever you are listening to this, okay? But right now, let's think about what we want by the end of the quarter, okay? So let's do something really simple. I'll do one really simple about life. A lot of people, get quite obsessed about weight and so on. So let's do that one, because that's really easy to explain. So let's say, for example, you are 70 kilos and you'd like to be 60 kilos in 3 months. Okay, let's do that. All right. So what you want to be true by the end of the quarter is weigh. I'm just going to do this one example. You want to weigh 60 kilos. All right. Now, if you're watching this and you're from another country and you're thinking in pounds, I guess it's 120 pounds, something like that. Might be a bit more, 130 pounds. Okay, weight, you want it to be 60 kilos. So if we're thinking about the month, so let's say we'll just go January here, Feb here, and March here. If we want to weigh 60 kilos and we weigh 70, we've got to divide that up, haven't we? So if our ultimate goal is to get to 60, so that's down here, month 3, right? So 60 kilos there. What we'd probably want to do is divide it into 3. So what we want it to be true by the end of month 1 is that we want to be able to weigh 67 kilos, right? Right, notice how we're just breaking it down. We're making it simple, because some people want that all to happen like next week. I want to lose 10 kilos. And you hear these freak things where people lose a lot of weight really quickly. You don't have to do that. Give yourself a realistic time frame that you can actually have it done. So month 1, 67. Month 2, we'll take another 3 kilos off there. We'll go 64. Right? Month 3, 60 kilos. May need to lose some, maybe 4 kilos in the last month or whatever. You could have this set differently. You could have it as 66, 63, and then 60, whatever it is, right? But see how what we've done now is we've broken it down to make it more realistic and to make it easier to accomplish. And then that's what we're going to focus on for that month. So we know that that's what we want to accomplish for the quarter. But then what we want to do then is each month we break it down into, okay, by the end of this month, I want to weigh this amount. By the end of the next month, I want to weigh that amount. And by the end of the quarter, I want to weigh that particular amount. Does that make sense? So we break it down. just like what we do in sport. We break it down, make it really simple, okay? So if let's think of sport, and I'll use golf as the example, and I'll use a handicap, okay? So let's say you're playing off a 30 handicap, and you want to be able to play off 20. Yeah? Is that too much? Let's go 25 in 3 months. Okay, so you want to be true, you want to be playing off 25 handicap, right? And you're playing off 30. Because we all know that it, takes a little bit of time. So what do you want to be true by the end of, we'll say, January, Feb, March? And before I continue here, by the way, there's probably a few outcomes that you want to accomplish in your life. Don't just put the one. Make sure there's about 3 or 4 that you're working on in different parts of your life, because I don't want you to just focus on one thing. I want you to focus on a few things so that you're actively doing things, right? So it might be education as well. You might be wanting to read more and be more well-read on a particular topic. Add that in there, whatever it is, okay? You might want to improve your relationship and you're going to spend more time with your partner. Each week you're going to go on a date day or something like that. Whatever it is. But, by the end of month 1, you'll have been on 4 date days, in the month or something like that, right? That's what you want to be true. So if we get back to here, 25 handicap, right? So we know that at the end of month 3, we want to be a 25 handicap. Now, if you play off 10, you might want to get to 7, right? If you play off 5, you might want to get to 3. If you play off 5, you might want to get to scratch. If you play off 3, you might want to get to scratch. Whatever it is in your sport, what you're aiming towards. So we break it down. So 25, we're playing off 30 handicap. So let's say the end of month 1, we want to be off a 28. The end of month 2, we want to be off a 6.5. And by the end of the 3rd month, we want to be off a 25 handicap. Doesn't that make it a little bit more realistic? Go, okay, well, maybe we might go, we'll go 28.5. There you go. So you only have to lose 1.5 shots. But if we break it down and you see how much more simple it is in pieces, then we can make things happen. Does that make sense? So you might also want to be, so much, sprinting, for example. You might want to be able to sprint a certain distance in a period of time. You might be able to want to swim 50 metres in a period of time, and you've set your personal goal of what you want to accomplish there, and then you break down the times so that you're achieving that each month. See how that becomes so much more simple, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. So in this session, we're going to break things down. We're going to identify what we want to be true by the end of each month. And then we're going to go out there and do it. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that in that next video. And then I'm going to set you free. Okay, all right. I'll see you on the next video. Dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams. A lot of work there to do. You can see that, can't you? Don't be overwhelmed by this. Just take it step by step, one bit at a time. But when we break it down, we make it much more simple. It's so much more easier to do. Okay? Step by step. Just like what we do in sport. Step by step. Make it happen. All right. Dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams. See you soon. Thanks for listening to today's episode. If you haven't yet downloaded the #1 deadly mistake athletes make sure you go to tiffany-mika.com and download the #1 deadly mistake athletes make. Share with me what you like best about what you heard in the comments section wherever you hear this episode. Share with your friends that you know that would benefit from these episodes, and please leave a 5-star review wherever you hear these episodes. I would really appreciate it. Dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams. Have an absolutely awesome day.